Okay, welcome back to the show. We're doing players over 35. 35 or over is what I'm gonna call it. Old guys. The real veterans of the league. So, Pat Bev didn't make it. If you're a Pat Bev fan, you know he didn't make it because he's not, doesn't score enough. Also, Nicholas Batum. Although, I did just watch Nicholas Batum crush it against the Spurs. I was really hoping, man, Victor Wembanyama is pretty good, right? Pretty incredible. But Batum didn't make it. I've been a Batum fan for a long time. Trust me, I wanted to put him on this list. More than I wanted to put Pat Bev on this list. But number 10 is Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry made it. Here's the thing. He got traded for Terry Rozier. I put that as my first note on here. Scary Terry is good, but again, that's not great. If someone on your team trades you for a, shooting guard on the Charlotte Hornets, not a good sign. He's kind of a low scorer, and that was like the main problem because he is getting a lot of minutes. He's also 37 years old. So, no shame to Kyle Lowry. He's a champion, multiple-time All-Star. Again, though, maybe he got some of those All-Star selections because of the Justin Bieber. Do you guys remember that Justin Bieber would get the Beliebers? Do you remember that? Do you remember that nickname for people? Justin Bieber fans? So he got them, much like Andrew Wiggins got K-pop fans to vote for him. I don't know what the correlation was. But, again, Kyle Lowry, good player, has been on an all-NBA team. He's great. He's had a great career. I can't believe he's still in the league. I can't even believe that the Heat traded for him back when they did. I felt like that was kind of a crazy move to trade for a guy that's that old. But hey, they made the finals last year. So what do I know? He's a good shooter. 39% from three. Although there are guys in the league that shoot like 42. Your Grayson Allens, your Buddy Hields, your Steph Currys. 39% from three is really good. And his field goal percentage is pretty decent. Free throw, 83%. Pretty high. So Kyle Lowry at 37 years old, still a startable, maybe, player in the NBA? For a bad team? No. Would I put too many minutes? He's getting too many minutes. 28 minutes a game for a guy that's 37. For Kyle Lowry, there's only a few players that are 37 that should be playing that many minutes a game. There were too high of expectations on Kyle Lowry, even with him in Philly. I think there's, if you look at the last 5 games, take a look at the last 5 games. It's better to have him play less minutes. That's my theory on him. But he is number 10. He is on the list. So it may seem like, I'm just criticizing the heck out of Kyle Lowry. I'm not trying to. He's not being used a lot on offense. Still plays a little bit of defense, though. So, he gets a steal a game. He's still out there working hard. Probably good energy guy on the... I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. But a good vibes guy. And when he's playing the Heat, he's going to go hard on the revenge games. If we get a Heat Philadelphia 76ers games, that's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I like it. Then we got Eric Gordon. Dude, Eric Gordon is on a vet minimum contract. I included that. He is not getting paid a lot of money this year, and he's playing. He is a very important part of that Suns team. He started 24 games. He is a very important part. He is a very good sixth man. He's a sixth man of the year candidate. I don't think he was on my list last week, but dang, dude. He is a candidate, but again, he plays 28 minutes a game, and he's started 24 games, so they might not want to give it to him just because, is he really a sixth man? I don't really think so. 38% from three, that's kind of what they count on him for. He has to shoot a lot, so I imagine a lot of those three-point shots are grenades. If you don't know what a grenade is, I learned this the other day, so I'm not trying to be like I knew this all along. But it's when you get the ball with like 1 second left on the shot clock, and you just have to force up whatever shot it is. So with Eric Gordon having to shoot 6 3-pointers a game in 28 minutes, it's tough. So I'm not going to hold that against him. He's playing really great, and he could have just retired last year, but he didn't. And he's 35. So, good for him. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. And, good for him. Number 9. Again, we're on the, this is the very end. So the very end, the very high numbers, number 9, we're going to be critical of these players somewhat because they are old. So they're not in their peak. Their stats aren't great, but they're still in the league, and that's it. It's like when you congratulate a old person or a young person on something maybe that most people that are able-bodied could do, because it's hard for them because they're old or young. Chris Paul, yeah, I bet you didn't see this coming. Chris Paul is still good, like really good. 6.8 assists a game on 26 minutes. He's been relatively durable. He's played 53 games this season. I know there was a long span of time where he wasn't playing. There were a lot of games that he was missing, but 53, not bad. He didn't play tonight. They just killed the Jazz. I turned the game off. Didn't want to watch it anymore. But he's still a sustainable player at the age of 38. He's up there with LeBron. LeBron's 39. So he's doing, I think we've kind of written him off, haven't we? He's not in any sort of talks for Sixth Man of the Year, even though he's played 15 games as starting, so he's definitely a candidate for it. His PER is really good. He's a solid shooter, and he gets steals, assists, and rebounds. He is playing basketball out there, and he's a very important part of that second unit. He's good, dude. I'm not even a Chris Paul fan. Personally, I find him kind of annoying because he complains a lot. So I'm not a Glazer. So I have to give it to him. This hurts. This hurts to, be complimentary of Chris Paul. I think he blew his chance, though. I don't know what we're doing with this Golden State Warriors team. For some reason, ESPN still talks about the Golden State Warriors as if they're a championship contender, because otherwise, why would you talk about them? The trade deadline's over. The regular season is almost over, right? So what's going on? I think people have a hard time accepting the fact that maybe Steph never gets another championship. So we still talk about the Golden State Warriors. I think that's why we do that. But Chris Paul deserves some love because he's overshadowed by the Golden State Warriors' poor season and Steph Curry. Love Chris Paul. I love him this season, even though he's been very annoying. People contain multitudes. Russell Westbrook. This one pains me even more. He was on my six-man candidates last week. I don't like it. I'm not a Westbrook fan. I think he's terribly inefficient, but his stats prove that he's actually providing value to a team. He is in the upper half of players, 16.4. He is in the upper half of NBA players on the Clippers, who are upper middle class team. But he's got a really good player efficiency rating. Apparently he's efficient, even though his shooting percentages are terrible. I always say, I feel like Russell Westbrook drunk drives his own body. Like he's behind the wheel of his own body, and he's absolutely shit-faced. So the numbers, the free throw percentage, 69%. So Russ, you're a former MVP. Practice? Maybe stop. Maybe you're practicing too much. Maybe stop practicing. See how that does. So he's good for a couple boards, good for assists, high energy. He's an inspiration. He's an inspiration to his teams. He was missing for a few games, and they absolutely fell off. So maybe that second unit needs Russ for them to play well. I don't know. But Russell Westbrook, if you look at the data, is a good player. When I watch him play, do I think he's a good player? No. I don't. I think he gets too excited. I think he wants to get on the NBA top 10 highlight reel like he used to. And when he's about to do something really cool and really impressive, I think his heart rate just gets a little bit too fast and he blows it. You've seen it. If you've watched Clippers games, you've seen it. You've seen him get excited to do something that gets people to say, the old Russ, that's the old Russ. The old Russ is back, and then he blows it. But again, he's good. What am I saying? Wild usage, 25.2. That means a quarter of the possessions while he is on the court are going to Russell Westbrook. Big part of the sixth unit. What can I say? The sixth unit, the sixth man, the second unit. So 22 minutes a game. I think in the playoffs, they're just not going to let him shoot. I was listening to Kevin O'Connor and Chris Vernon talk on the Mismatch, the Ringer podcast, and that's what he was saying. Kevin O'Connor was talking about Russ, and he was saying the Clippers should play Amir Coffey, in the postseason. That's going to be the move, and sit Russ on the bench, because Russ is not going to be able to resist just chuck City. I know it, and he's not going to like it, but I'm pretty interested to see what the Russell Westbrook minutes look like this postseason. Al Horford, the cutie patootie. He has the face of a beautiful woman. He has the bone structure of a man, obviously, but his face itself, if you were to just cut this part out, he has the face of a beautiful woman, and that's awesome. It's not me saying that he's plays like a woman, or not that, women pretty good at basketball. I'm just complimenting very attractive. 16.8 PER, 0.2 value over replacement. He started 32 games. My point being, the Celtics are good. This is a replacement player, technically. Or no, he's actually started more games than he has subbed in as a sixth man. So the Celtics have options. That's the thing. He's also willing to come off the bench. I remember Kristaps Porzingis talking about that on JJ Redick's podcast. It was there were 6 guys that were sort of like, hey, I kind of want to start. Who's going to sacrifice for this team? And Al Horford just said, hey, if it's me, it's me. That's fine. And I like that a lot. And I think that goes really far. If you watch my other channel, I value a guy that's willing to be humbled. So he's a killer 3-point percentage. Dude, 41% 3-point percentage as a center. Here's the thing. He doesn't rebound and block as much as I would like a center. And granted, I know if he's out there with Porzingis is playing the center position. And they also have other guys that can rebound. Still, I'd like to see a few more rebounds. He's efficient. And, part of a good team. So what are you going to do? Let's move on before you notice that I messed something up. Brook Lopez, Brook Lopez is one of my favorite players in the league. I love him. I think he's awesome. I love his attitude. I enjoy seeing him out there. He's a team player. He's fun. He's funny. I think I really like him because he's always having fun out on the court. He's always smiling. He's always having a good time. Obviously, if they're losing, he's getting his ass beat. He's not too happy about it, but he's there. He's enjoying basketball. I think that's what I like. He really enjoys it. His defensive rating is still really high. He is still a great defender at the age of 35. He started every game. He's played 74 games. This dude is durable. 30 minutes a game. I always think about this. I'm like, when does their battery run out? When is it over for them? Does it drop off quick? What do you think? You think Brook Lopez is just going to be in the NBA as long as LeBron is? Do you think he's going to go until 40? I don't. I think Robin Lopez is now out of the league. I think he got traded to the Kings, and the Kings waived him before the deadline. So that is always interesting. I have these identical twins in the league, to see which ones sort of thrive more, because they look the exact same. Their body types are the exact same. So you can really make a direct comparison with two people that are genetically so similar. What makes one better than the other is fascinating to me, because Robin Lopez I don't think he's going to be signing another contract. I think the Bucks just wanted to clear roster space for someone else. I don't know who, probably like Pat Bev or someone. They probably got more from Philly. They probably got more players from Philly than they gave back to Philly. So they needed an open roster spot for him. Robin Lopez, that is. But this isn't about Robin Lopez. It's about Brook Lopez. So he doesn't turn the ball over. His threes aren't great, but for a center, his threes are really good. The thing is, and his rebounds are 5.3. I guess it's because Giannis is there and he's picking up the rebounds. He's getting those triple doubles. Well, less likely to get a triple double. He doesn't really get that many assists. He's on the all-time triple doubles list, though. Giannis is there. So is that all I really want to talk about Brook Lopez for? Oh, he leads the league in contested shots. If you watch this show, you know I value that. And you've also heard me say that he leads the league in contested shots a lot. So I like him. He's great. And he's improved. He's changed his game over time. I've talked about this. His first season in the NBA, I don't think he shot one three-pointer. And then a couple seasons there with the Bucks, he ended up shooting more three-pointers in a game and making more three-pointers in a game than Ray Allen ever did. Look it up. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. But look it up. Tell me if I'm wrong. Mike Conley. And the main reason Mike Conley is so high on this list is because he's a major part of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are good. And they weren't good. His team hit a skid while he was out. He was out for a bit, and it showed, dude. It showed. They lost a lot of games without him. Is he more important than Karl Anthony Towns? Are they losing more games with Karl Anthony Towns out than they were with Mike Conley? I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. But Karl Anthony Towns is a better player than Mike Conley. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to give you a hot take that I don't believe or know anything about. But Mike Conley is good. Let's look. Okay, 43% from the three-point line. That's probably only better. It's probably only worse than Grayson Allen. Oh, I'm praising Grayson Allen again. I shouldn't do it, but he's playing really well. Got to give it to him. Got to give credit where credit's due. Gets a steal. It means he's, playing defense. And he has a pretty high defensive rating too. So 15.7 PER. I should have explained this. PER 15 is the average player in the league. It moves. It's a like zero-sum game. 15 is the most average player in the league. 15.7. So still an above average player in the NBA. Still providing a lot of value at the age of 36. Yeah. So the three-point percentage is insane. The free throw percentage is 90%. 50-40-90 club. Is he close? No, 45% from field goal. It's hard. It's hard when you're short to make a lot of field goals. But we'll let him off the hook. 6 assists. That's what I'm saying. This guy's out there doing the full, all the dynamics of basketball. That's what. Yeah. What a career. Highest paid player in the league at one point. And he's been an all-star for a long time. It was like, oh, Mike Conley, the best player to never make an all-star team. Then he made it. Now we're always talking about CJ McCollum, Tobias Harris. What do you think? Who do you think it is? Steph Curry, night. This is where it jumps up. This is insane. Steph Curry, you know who's next. You know the next couple guys that are coming up. These are completely different. Like, the difference between Mike Conley and Steph Curry is night and day. Mike Conley, great player, but Steph Curry, phenomenal. Dude, played 71 games, 32 minutes per game. He's leading the league in three-point attempts and three-pointers made. Still doing that thing, still doing the Steph thing. 31% usage. Dude, a third of every possession ends with Steph Curry. He is carrying this Golden State Warriors team. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how you don't make a trade at the deadline. If you're trying to say, hey, we really want to maximize this window we have with Steph, you make a trade at the trade deadline, even if there's no chance. Well, I guess they try to get LeBron, right? That would have been awesome. That would have been the right move. The Lakers need to give up too. I think the Lakers are more... I don't even know. I don't think the Lakers are good. I'm a Lakers fan. I don't think they're good. I think they should have done that. They should have figured that out. They should have traded away players to get... They've done a 3-team deal, and the Lakers should have said, we're done. We're going to be bad for a while. Here's LeBron. Take him away. Give us some picks. Give us Moses Moody. Give us Jonathan Kuminga. We'll take them. We'll try to rebuild this team. But instead, they didn't do that, and now the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers are mid and delusional that they could win a championship. Now, I'm not even going to say watch them win a championship and then spoiled eggs on my face. They're not. I don't have to say that. They won't win. There's no way. Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers are cooked, dude. I'm not trying to be negative, but they are. Steph Curry's great. LeBron's great, but they're on mid teams. Anthony Davis is great too. The team's bad. Oi, we're inconsistent. Okay, surprise. I have LeBron above Steph. It's close though, just because he does everything. 8 assists a game, 1.2 steals, total rebounds 7.2, 25 points a game, over 25 points a game. Played in 68 games, 35 minutes a game. Remember at the beginning of the season, they're like, we're trying to lower his minutes. We're trying to load manage. That's what we want to do. We want to save him for the playoffs. Then it was like, oh, we're going to lose. We're just going to lose all our games if we do that. LeBron's playing 35 minutes a game. Do you remember the minutes? They were managing his minutes at the beginning of the season. Oh my gosh, it's so funny to me. They're like, yeah, we should be really good this season, so we shouldn't have to play arguably greatest player of all time. We should be able to keep him on ice. No. Cut to, like, the end of the season, and he's played 35 minutes a game. Funny enough, at 39 years old. LeBron's my favorite player, so if I'm glazing hard, now you know why. I don't do this all the time. LeBron has never had a great free throw percentage. I've always found that kind of funny to me. He's never, a wide open shot from the charity stripe is not his shot. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad, 74%. It's not a bad one, but it's definitely not good. Strange, but LeBron, incredible. He'll be on an All-NBA team, first of all, because he deserves it. Second of all, LeBron always makes one. He just does. I'm a LeBron fan, but there have been 3 or 4 seasons in the last seasons as a Laker where I don't think he's played enough games to get All-NBA, but he has got All-NBA, and I don't like that. So I'll say that. There's one, I think he played like 45. No, it was 45 games in a shortened season, but anyway. KD. I don't like KD. I'll say it. I don't really enjoy. I don't like his. I don't think we'd be boys. I'm not a fan. I don't really partake in the joy in his success. I don't not like him, but I don't. There are players I'd rather see succeed, but I'm still my point being, he's on the list, baby. I put him on here. I was being objective. Not a KD fan, but he's on the list. I did it. I did it for you. I was objective and not partisan. For you. Because he gets boards, dude. He hits 6.7 boards per game. 5.2 assists, over 27 points a game. Okay. Played 70 games. He's playing 37 minutes per game. Dude, KD wants a championship, and he knows this is it. This is it for him. He can't sit. He can't be in the play-in. He can't risk it. He is going to go hard every time. He can't miss a postseason. He's got to be involved, and I respect that. This isn't Brooklyn where he's like, I got the night off. I'll let the other guys do it. He's like, I can't. Similar to the Lakers, he's got to be out there because he's what the team has, man. He's what the team has. Devin Booker is good, but he's not a point guard. Bradley Beal, I don't know what's up with that. He kind of inconsistent is sort of what we're seeing. And they're pinned. They're pinned in every way. This is his team for the next couple of years, however long his contract is. And I believe it's a long time, maybe 2 seasons after this. Maybe there's a player option in there somewhere. But he's on this team for a while, and he's going to be in his late 30s when the contract is up. So, dude is playing minutes, making sure they win. And I like it, but I'm still not a KD fan. But, dude, at 35 years of age, Kevin Durant, best old guy in the league. I said it. LeBron would be. But he's just very old. He's just exceptionally old. He's 39. So, yeah. Those are the old dudes in the league. Be good to your mothers. Eat a corn dog.